Since the final whistle then, I didn't think I would see scenes like this ever again in my lifetime. I think it's depressing for the game. I think it's something that we don't want to see. I'm sure there'll be flashed round the world the scenes that we're witnessing this afternoon. From a footballing point of view, fabulous game. But after that, I'm afraid to say, fighting on the pitch, almost a riot situation. I'm hugely disappointed. I watched the goalpost just now, the line crumbled. I see hundreds of policemen out in the pitch. This is not what our game needs. So, a high in terms of the game, delighted for Hibs, but I'm so sad for the game in general, because it set us back decades, in my opinion.
There will be investigations, there will certainly be recriminations, and it is something that the Birmingham Football Club are going to have to deal with. Just quickly back down the cheek, of course, the Rangers fans, the few who did hang around, hoping to see the Rangers players get the runners-up medals, Chick, that didn't happen.
Well, some of the scenes, as Willie's touched on at the end, were disgraceful. You would see from a point, a high vantage point in the commentary area. I'm going to try and get some reaction to the SFA in a minute, Richard, but certainly I think, from what I understand within the Rangers camp, suggestions and allegations that some of the players were assaulted by Hibs fans. Certainly I saw Dean Shields wrestling with two Hibs supporters. I'm told that there was an incident with a Hibs fan in a belt with one of the Rangers players.
Cole, you kind of experienced this at the end of last season, of course, with what happened at Fir Park.
Oh, not on a scale of this.
Not this scale, no.
Football-wise, nobody can deny Hibs' victory. I thought when they went 2-1 down, it was a test of the character, and they proved that they had character and they had bottle.
So a regular contributor to these perts. Tam, reaction to the game. It was a bristler, wasn't it?
It was. Sadly, my first reaction is, I heard somebody saying there the phrase Hibs that is now finished. I don't think so. I think personally that was the worst example of it tonight, because I think some of the fans Hibs that for their club, because sadly now, I bet you all we're going to be talking about is the fans going on the pitch. There are allegations of Hibs fans attacking Rangers players, Rangers staff. We're going to get more news about that. And I think in the cold light of the day, when this should all have been, Stuart, about a cracking game, a brilliant performance, I thought, for Hibs, some great individual displays, and, of course, getting the 114-year-old monkey off their back, I'm afraid... and the Hibs fans will regret this. All the talk's going to be about what happened on the pitch at the end.
Jeremy.
Yeah, it was an absolutely cracking game for a neutral. I couldn't have cared less if Rangers won or if Hibs had won, but it was an absolutely fabulous game to watch. And rightly, as you say at the end, I think all the talk's going to be about what happened after the match instead of what happened in the match.
And that's the regret. We can understand up to a point the sheer joy, the sheer elation that made Hibs fans want to go on that pitch. But there was a limit to what should have happened.
Yeah,
the goading the Rangers fans shouldn't have happened. We didn't need to end up seeing, police horses on the pitch. Incidentally, we will chuck in as a side note, the biggest horse that's ever been on the Hampden pitch, 80295. You can email off the ball. I would like your nominations, but I do think, Stuart, I mean, I was getting quite emotional watching it. I've got 3 or 4 really good mates who are Hibs fans, and I can understand how they will be feeling tonight. You saw tears there for Alan Stubbs. Tears there for Leanne Dempster. I've got a lot of thoughts for her tonight. But I just think they've ruined it. They've spoiled it.
Well, look, Tam, I think that the motivations for Hibs fans coming on the pitch, certainly the vast majority of them was to do with celebration. I don't want to, I think that they were wrong, and there will be criticism of that. There is absolutely no doubt. But I don't want to morally overreact to this, because there's been a lot of moral overreaction already.
And if they'd have reeled it in just a wee bit, if they'd have got on the pitch for the celebrations, I don't even mind the stuff about on the crossbar. There's almost a tear in my with axe. It takes you back to Wembley, 77,